So obviously in the name self-improvement, you infer that self-improvement is such a selfish thing. Well, it depends on your perspective. Because yes, you obviously want to improve yourself when you're on self-improvement. That's a given. When I hear the typical, oh, I'm just doing this for me, it makes me cringe a little. Because you have to understand what improving yourself not only does for you, but for others, particularly your loved ones. This can range from so many things, but I want to mostly make this about your family and your future wife and children. Is it really selfish that you want to do these things that make you physically strong and mentally stable instead of being a weakling to protect your wife and kids and someone who is too poor to provide for them? Doing this for you only gets you so far. You lose motivation and discipline a lot quicker when you associate the reward to just yourself rather than the rewards of your people that you need to protect and provide for. Now, if you are not new to this channel, you know what I'm going to ask you to do is pretty dangerous for your mind. But when things get rough, things have to get dangerous sometimes. When you don't want to go to the gym, when you don't want to get that piece of business work or schoolwork done and want to procrastinate instead, imagine yourself a fat or skinny man, depending on what your main issue is in terms of gaining or losing weight, who is poor and has zero time and location freedom, slaves away 8 to 12 hour shifts every single day. If any form of danger comes, you won't be physically able enough to protect your wife and kids. Imagine the struggle you're going to put on your wife for requiring her to provide for the children as well now. Maybe she'll have to work. Imagine your children not having their masculine role model. Imagine your children not having your masculine role model there for most of the times that they need him because he's slaving away 8 to 12 hour shifts that don't even provide enough for the family. And then remember that this visualization is not a fantasy for many people because this is what happens in the real world. And this situation is happening to more families than not. Stay-at-home wives were about 50% of the women in the 70s, whereas now, stay-at-home wives account for about 30% of women. Lots of men, and you included, could not be doing a good enough job to provide for the family that your wife will not be able to dedicate her time to nurturing your young children for their early years of development. You visualizing yourself lonely and depressed is a lot less severe than you and the people that you're protecting and providing for being depressed and stricken in poverty. Suddenly, doing this for yourself only seems to be part of it. Because I will tell you this, in the beginning stages of your life, once you transition out to self-improvement, yes, it is important to keep this mindset that in the present moment, you are doing this for yourself. I'll get slated by these red pillars a lot, but you should not be doing this for the attraction of a multitude of women. This should only be for your future wife. And honestly, it is best to reject women and being in relationships once you are in that early stage of self-improvement, just until you find that perfect one. Improving yourself also inspires the people around you to do the same things for themselves. People want to be like the high quality person in their group. And the more people in the group that go down that same route, the more left out someone is in a group that doesn't care for themselves and doesn't want to improve themselves. Meaning they'll be forced into improving themselves in order to fit in with the group. It is crazy to think that self-improvement does a lot more for the people around you rather than just yourself. And that is not a bad thing at all. In fact, I think it's a better thing to realize your future wife and children are going to live a better life than most spouses and children of men just because you took the action to take care of yourself. Alright, but that's it for this video. If you enjoyed, please make sure to subscribe and also share with friends so we can spread the self-improvement community. But with that being said, I'll see you in the next one.